This video is for a specific kind of person. You feel deeply. You notice everything. You're very aware of your emotions, but nothing actually changes. You feel anxious, but don't act. You feel angry, but don't set boundaries. You feel sad, but don't process it. You feel frustrated, but keep doing the same thing. So you live with warning lights on constantly. If that's you, this video is not to shame you. It's to show you what's missing. Because emotions alone don't change your life. Action does. Here's a hard truth. Awareness without action becomes self-torture. You don't need more insight. You don't need more reflection. You don't need more emotional intelligence. You need translation. You need to turn feelings into behavior. Emotions are signals. But signals only work if they lead somewhere. If you only feel and never act, your nervous system stays stuck on high alert. So today we're going to fix that. Here's the rule almost no one teaches. Every emotion requires a specific type of action, not just do something, not distraction, not venting, a specific response. When the right action follows the feeling settles. When the action is missing, the feeling repeats louder. So let's walk through this step by step. Step 1, stop asking why too long. If you're stuck in feelings, you probably ask why constantly. Why am I like this? Why do I feel this way? Why does this keep happening? Why feels productive? But too much why becomes paralysis. Here's a shift. After a few minutes of reflection, stop asking why and start asking what now? What is one action this emotion requires? Not the perfect action, not the hardest action, just the next one. Sadness without action. If you feel sad all the time and nothing changes, it means sadness is being felt but not processed. Sadness requires completion. That means naming the loss out loud, writing it down, saying, "This mattered and it hurt." If you skip that step, sadness turns into heaviness. So if sadness is your warning light, the action is this. Name what you lost. A relationship, an expectation, a version of yourself. No fixing, no positivity, just acknowledgement. Sadness resolves when it's witnessed. Anxiety without action. If anxiety is always present, it means action is missing. Anxiety is not asking you to calm down. It's asking you to move. If anxiety stays high, ask this. What am I avoiding right now? The phone call, the decision, the conversation, the plan. Anxiety requires forward motion. One small, concrete step, not reassurance, not thinking, movement. Action reduces anxiety faster than understanding ever will. Anger without action. If you feel angry often but nothing changes, it means boundaries are not being enforced. You feel the violation, but you don't respond to it. So anger turns inward. Anger requires clarity and follow-through, not aggression, not lectures, a sentence. This doesn't work for me. I'm not okay with this. I need this to change. And then consistency. Anger fades when self-respect becomes visible. Frustration without action. Frustration that never ends means you keep repeating a broken strategy. Same effort, same outcome. Frustration is not telling you to try harder. It's telling you to try differently. So ask this question. What am I doing out of habit instead of effectiveness? Then change one variable. Time, method, expectation. Frustration disappears when learning replaces stubbornness. Guilt without action. If guilt stays constant, it means you're confusing responsibility. Guilt is only useful when it points to values. If you violated your values, the action is repair. Apologize, adjust, correct course. But if guilt is coming from disappointing others, the action is release. You don't fix false guilt. You drop it. Guilt resolves when responsibility is correctly assigned. Why you freeze in action. Let's talk about why action feels so hard. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's fear of consequence. Action risks conflict. Action risks rejection. Action risks discomfort. So your brain says, let's just feel instead. But here's the cost. Unacted emotions turn into anxiety disorders. Resentment, burnout, numbness. Action feels scary, but inaction feels unbearable long term. The one action rule. Here's the rule that changes everything. One emotion, one action, not 10, not a life overhaul. 1. If you feel overwhelmed, your action is structure. If you feel lonely, your action is connection. If you feel stuck, your action is movement. Emotion to action then leads to relief. This is how regulation actually works. Practice this daily. At the end of the day, ask yourself one question. What emotion showed up the most today? Then ask the follow-up. Did I take the action required? If not, tomorrow isn't about feeling better. It's about responding better. You were never broken for feeling so much. You were just never taught what to do next. Feelings are the warning lights. Action is a repair. When the two work together, your nervous system finally gets to rest. If this video helped you understand why you feel stuck in emotions and you want more conversations like this, follow this channel. And in the comments, tell me this. Which feeling do you notice the most? And what action do you think you've been avoiding?